live, please make sure you hit that like button. Scotty, welcome in. David, welcome in. Thank you so much. 13 people here. Make sure to hit that like button. 8 likes. If you're tuning in after the live, this is not a replacement live. I will still be live at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as normal. This is just in addition because I put out a short update and I was getting a lot of questions in the comments. So this will just be a quick 30-minute live. We're going to go over the XRP developments and see if this has any staying power. Rustodian, welcome in. I don't anticipate a lot of people to be watching this during the live itself. I anticipate more to see this after it comes out, but for anybody who needed help and joined in during the live, I was more than willing to help each and everybody out. Eddie, welcome in. Thanks for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. So, Crazy, welcome in. Good to see you in here as well, my friend. Wow, 45 people here already. That's incredible. That's incredible. John Hall, welcome in, brother. Make sure you hit the like button, everybody who's tuning in. It'll help push this through more people. Help more people see my content. I seen that spike, then it went down. Yeah, chat, we'll look at this right now. Rustodian, 6:30 p.m. in England. Fantastic. And I'll also be back at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our daily live. Please tell me we're going to break out. R6, we're going to find out right now. That's why I came on. Edward, welcome in. David, I appreciate that. I do work pretty hard. Tanya, welcome in, love. There's somebody who always makes me smile. Thank you so much for tuning in, Tanya. Where did this go? It's always nice when it takes the chat off my screen. Oh, there we go. Spaceman, welcome in. Show us some cup and handle. Russell, let's see the magic. We'll see it in just a sec. Welcome in, chat. Love from Ireland. Welcome in, Jay. I appreciate that. Paul Griffin, how's it going, my friend from UK, Manchester? Awesome. Welcome in. Oliver, welcome in. I know it's been a long time since the Russ man was here. He was here last week or 2 weeks ago as well, checking in. Good afternoon, Tom. Welcome in. And yes, hit that like button like he said. Steve, welcome in. So what got us excited here momentarily? And it's more than just what's going on the charts. That's the interesting thing. There's been a bit of adoption here in South Korea. So we're gonna see what happens here, but right now we had an anomaly, a little bit of a surge just like over here. So we're seeing these spikes of volume coming in. We had 4.095 million in this 30-minute candle. That's an increase of 1,600%. It exceeded this candle at 3.52 million. So now we ask, what is going on here? Well, we've had a golden cross here now in the 30-minute time frame. So I know this consolidation makes it look like we're not going anywhere, but this is what you want after a spike. You want this breakdown in volume on the consolidation. We're showing a short-term pattern flip now as we're bouncing off the 20-day. Now, if we come back down and hold roughly the 718 area, we're going to confirm a short-term trend reversal as we would have a golden cross in the 30-minute time frame. And this would trend in the right direction. This would signify a short-term trend reversal here. So now the weekly, as we know, we have the golden cross. So now what's happening in the weekly is going to start playing out in the smaller time frames likely. This is where we could start to get a trend reversal here. It very well could consolidate through Sunday. But even if it does, let's say we're somewhere in this area, we're going to try to look for a breakout. What could it be premature on this candle? Maybe on this weekly. That's why we have the breakout point at the end of July as opposed to right now. But it could happen now. It could happen now. Richard, followed you, Tom, for a year. Happy to be on here, coming from the great country of Canada. Hey, welcome from Canada, Richard, and I appreciate that greatly. That's a long-standing support. I greatly appreciate that. Marcus, welcome in from the UK. Hello, Tom, on behalf of a football enemy, Penn State University. Welcome in, X-Ray. But, you know, I really, unlike a lot of the country in the Big Ten, James Franklin gets a lot of bad press. I think he's a tremendous head coach. He walked into a situation at Penn State that we all know was embattled for many reasons. And he took that thing from the gutters to something special, actually. Penn State hasn't been much for many, many years since, you know, the whole scandal broke out, which I'm not going into. Because it happened all across the country. So, but yeah, no, I like James Franklin. I like that style of football very much. So I like the defensive style as well. He's got to get a little faster and bigger, but it's hard to recruit in the Big Ten. Spaceman, I'm just jokes. About cup and handle. Yeah, we'll talk about cup and handle as well. But we got to get through the notion, Spaceman. It is, David, the longest offseason in history of sports. It's almost over. And we have a lot to look forward to. Jim Harbaugh, if you didn't know, he's facing a 4-game suspension, so to start the season. So that's interesting. Terry, there is more adoption confirmations coming out daily. These partnerships have been in the works for years. All bullish for XRP. They absolutely have been. And I do have a couple that I'm releasing on my channel today. But with all the news that's coming out, it gets put in the back burner a little bit sometimes. But there's a lot of stuff that is being broken today. We got the Central Bank of Montenegro, but there's South Korea announced today. So XRP with South Korea for the central bank digital currencies. They Ripple partner to boost XRP adoption in South Korea. They're doing a CBDC test pilot, basically, and they're going to use XRP in South Korea to do this. So there's another connection for XRP and Ripple with the central bank digital currencies. It's flying all over the world, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, they're trying to shake us out in the USA, but XRP, Ripple does not need the USA, and that's what I've been trying to say from the beginning. Right now, though, in the here and now, we're trying to see if we can have a breakout. We had the volume. We finally had the follow through in volume. We talked about, I came on again last night at 11:30 to go live to talk about we need this follow through volume after this consolidation. We got a little bit here now. Is this the signal for a further push up? It very well could be. Trevor, welcome in. How are you doing, my friend? Mr. Hamilton in the house. Jackson Woodsmancy, volume's dead. No, it's not. Jackson, how do you figure? See, this is where I'm not understanding. The volume's not dead. We just had a 1,600% surge in the 30-minute to 4.095. This is a signal of something to come. We also had a golden cross in the 30-minute. If we can validate this golden cross with a hold at 717 at worst, because you'll come down to the 200 and here somewhere. You could even come down a little farther. But if you hold this area on this consolidation, this is your first signal of a further move up. You shouldn't be scared by this. And no, the volume did not die. Look at this. Our volume surge, we had 3.5 million, 1 million, and now we consolidated. Look how low the volume gets during consolidation. We had a few on the dump, but then consolidatory holds, coming through not much, stayed within the 200 to 500,000 for the most part. Little spikes and little dips here and there. Now we have this dip down candle. This was important. These are called liquidity candles, ladies and gentlemen. The Fed talked yesterday. We had the FOMC meeting yesterday. They raised rates by 25 basis points. No, that is not a double top. It's designed to make you think it's a double top, but that is not a double top. Not yet. That's a short-term pattern formation. It's too short of a pattern to just say that's a double top yet. It'll probably break right through that. It could be, okay, no. Digger, I'm not going to say that. It could be a double top. In the short time frame, if it holds at the 731, you could use that as a double top. But I think with the volume surge and the signal, I think this is a setup to get people to sell after the push up. We'll know, though, like we said. If it first breaks the 717, then you not obviously, but if you see us in the 2 hour, remember yesterday I said, don't be afraid if it comes to what level, guys, in the live. Remember we said, don't be afraid if it comes to 708 or 707. That was the 20-day hold in the 2 hour, and that's exactly what it did. And now we got that liquidity. Now we're being pushed up. Now you look at the 1 hour, we had the bullish cross hold like we talked about yesterday. Now the next step up is to get over the 200-day, which we're trying to do actively while also putting in the golden cross in the 30 minutes, what we talked about yesterday. This kind of transparency will happen as we start moving up. Crazy, a lot of positive news on coin always worries me. I see what the charts are saying, but I think I'm going to wait to make a move. Yeah, crazy. I'm not telling you to buy right here. We bought in at an average of 346 for XRP. We sold out in 2021 at $1.66. Waited a year and a half, 2 years to start buying into our favorite cryptos again because we had to liquidate at the end of a bull market. We have XRP at 346, 12,222 tokens. Equal weight token-wise with XDC and XLM because I believe in the 3Xs. But we bought at 346, so we would not buy again for XRP, for me personally, until it's 20% under 346. I'm already happy where it's at. For the record, I hope it just goes nuts for everybody who's already in it. But I could go either way. I would love to stack the bags higher, but we're in need of a parabolic spike here. So that's the 1 hourly as you see. So we're building support here on the 200-day now. We're trying to push these higher time frames into these bullish crosses and then ultimately push them into golden crosses. So we look for anomalies in volume. That's an anomaly, folks. So now in the 45, we're bouncing off the 722 right now. This is very bullish the way it's starting to set up. I know we had to dip down in volume, but this is oftentimes a liquidity pull. Oh, I absolutely think it was predictive programming based, man. That's actually an excellent observation and connection right there. Digger, yeah, go nuts. Exactly. Kryptonian, welcome. Mark Harris, early afternoon. PI, Bitcoin has fallen. Won't affect XRP. It could, but right now we seem to be running opposite of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin has dumps, we've been running up a little bit. So we seem to be doing our own thing with XRP, at least in the immediate short term. Terry says, Tom mentioned IMF connection to XRP XLM Hedera last night. Happened at FinTech Conference June 19, 2023. Chris Larson is on the advice. Yep, we talked about that as well. Darn it, did I close that page? That's why I had the IMF page up. Thank you, Terry, for reminding me. The IMF, the XRP, XLM, and H-bar. We talked about this yesterday. And I also talked about this. I did a release of this last month when we talked about the XRP, XLM, and IOTA as well was a big connection. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Sorry, I was just trying to type this in so I wouldn't forget. I'll get this back out after, but thank you for reminding me of that, Terry. But right now, we're focusing on the price right now. We're not worried about all the news. I'll talk about more of the news tonight with Montenegro, and that actually scheduled live at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard. How many people are here? How is it moving so fast? Okay, that explains it. 153 people here, 62 likes. Please make sure to hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate if you hit that like button. It would help push me through the analytics. And to have so many people in here, it would push me very highly through the analytics. I do a lot of work. I don't ask for anything. I put my content out for free. No paid advertising, paid promotions, or paid sponsorships of any kind. So the least I do is ask for a like. That's all I ask for. If you don't want to hit the like button, you could always send a YouTube super chat if you appreciate my work, or join Tom's Army. Tom's Army is the greatest gift of all. But all you have to do is really hit the like button. So right now, hey, Crypto Scrooge, welcome in. Crypto Solo Scrooge on YouTube, pushing that solo content. Had another update this morning, which is awesome. So if you're watching Crypto Solo Scrooge, stay informed. He talks about Corium, XRP as well, some, but mostly solo in the connections. So we're trying to see, we're getting more volume in this 30-minute candle right now. We're already up to 1.19 on this volume, on this candle. Lucky times for me. Joined Tom's Army and got myself a nice bag of XDC after watching. Your content up massively. Oh, yeah, Michael. Thanks for joining Tom's Army and paying it forward. What he's speaking of is we bought in at XDC at 0029 as a community. Some bought in at about 3.2 when I warned them that we're about to break out and follow XRP. I said it takes about a week to 10 days. And now XDC is up. Out of our broadening wedge, we got rejected again, so pay attention. We're still in a broadening wedge. If we break out, we can go up to 8.3. If we break down out of here, we could still come back down to 497, which still keeps us up massively. We bought in at the 029. So anybody who made that trade, you did a fantastic job just buying XDC. We hit our technical target out of the breakout perfectly. Now we're trying to continue this, and we formed a broadening wedge. We identified it very early on, so it allowed us to dictate this pattern momentum. So that's XDC. And then XLM real quick, because you have to have all three in unity. XLM's had a little nice push, but it's come up to the top of the formation on the bull flag. We're still projecting the breakout to be somewhere around 14.5. If it happens here, it would be a little bit higher. But if XLM breaks out to here, the target would be about 222. That's the pattern swing high that we have at roughly 19.5 on this bull flag. So that's what we need to be looking at. So that's our formation with XLM if you're curious. XLM 2 yesterday had a big surge, but we did not have the follow-through surge like with XRP. We didn't have that big spike today, so that was an XRP thing. We don't know if this is going to further follow through because Bitcoin right now is coming down, but what did we show yesterday? This is standard operating procedure if it holds the 29,192. If it breaks down, we already know Bitcoin's coming to 25,194. We haven't measured out on this. This is also on a broadening wedge, just like you see with XLM. Bitcoin is firmly within a broadening wedge, and we're trying to have a reversal right here. If not, we would come to 25,194. If we break back up and we do continue the broadening wedge, you would see something like this develop. So that's what we're trying to see if this happens. And if we break up, it's roughly 35,917 out of the broadening wedge from over here. So that's what we're looking at. All those targets above are short-term targets, though, in between the technical breakout. But Bitcoin is struggling along with crypto, risk assets, and gold and silver and commodities for the fact that the US dollar had a nice spike. It came up now in the 4-hour time frame. We talked yesterday about coming up to 102.60 possibly, because they always have these little moments where it looks very bearish, and then they'll just do this, and it'll end up liquidating risk assets. And this would be the finish of a short-term cup and handle up here. We could technically be rejected at this level, but it looks like we have a little bit of strength. Diggers Gold and Shovel, probably the best XRP channel. Well, that is too kind. I appreciate that. Jasper, thank you very much. I appreciate that. B2 Gold, remember, if we break down here, we might be coming down to our grand target. If we can get down here at $3.16 approximately, that's the sweet spot. Fortuna Silver Mines down 5% today. We could be dumping into a nice buy zone here. But with the US dollar doing what it's doing, you start to get a little consolidation. And right now, though, what I'm looking at with Fortuna Silver Mines is the daily. In the daily time frame, we completed a golden cross. And yes, we're getting a liquidity dump. We're down to 347. That's the 200-day. This looks like if it could swing back around, this could be off to the races here in some sense. I think it still could come down to $3 as we talked about. We're targeting $3.35, and I'm going to buy roughly $1,500 of Fortuna Silver Mines, as that's one that I really like. So that's just what I do, and I have I buy precious metals, so I'm looking for commodity spots as well. But XRP right now is trying to fight against the grain, while the rest of the market was looking pretty bearish, aside from a few like XDC, XLM. We had a few others that were looking okay. XRP still trying to maintain. What our next level is we need to get back over that 731 and hold. We could still get a test here, though. But we are trying to push in some volume here on this 30-minute candle. So far in 21 minutes, we have 1.249. But we're still pretty flat. We haven't really gone anywhere. We went from a swing low on this candle about 722 up to about the 7257 area. Right now, we sit right at the bottom of the candle at 722. So it's anybody's guess right now what's going to happen. It looks like a small bull flag has formed in the shorter time frames for XRP. If you have an opinion, please let me know. Please let me know what you think. We know the daily volume on the dump down was not suggesting a follow through. But anything can change. Anything can change. Anyone looking at XPRT? I am not. The only XPR I know is Proton. I don't know XPRT. 202.9, 172 million on the two candles that were breaking out. And then now watch from after the retest up here. Look at this consolidation candle. Go to 33, and then 27.5, 21.4, 37, 25.7, reversal candle, 21.9. And now this could be the start of something, 25 million starting to break back up. This could have been the standard operating procedure of a reversal. We have a double bottom on the swing low at 673. The daily volume is crashing. We're looking for a bullish divergence now in the volume. So what we're looking for, let me go like this. What we're looking for now is if we go like this, we're trying to get an area where this divergence will start. Now, it's almost like we have to go all the way out there to get that. So now we're waiting for it to break out because the price came down. So basically when you break out and the volume's going up, so to confirm the breakout, you want volume. And we got volume. On the breakout here, you see in the daily, we got a bunch of volume. This accompanied the big price breakout. Now we fell by 30% during this consolidation down to 673. This volume continued to crash. This is a bullish divergence here in volume. And you usually have a breakout volume. Once you can parallel this like we have it now, we're trying to parallel it. We can actually come a little bit over so we could run this volume. But I'm trying to do it in the sense that would make the most, like the way that would make the most sense. And I think it would just be like this. We're trying to capitalize a price break it. Whoops. So we're trying to break out here. And if we get a big spike in volume over here, you can see how this is the last area on this divergence. This is where we would typically get a breakout candle. Either here, somewhere around here. We're trying to break out now. So if we get a breakout and we do get a bullish divergence here, I mean, that's what it looks like is going on there in the price volume compared to the, so price action compared relative to volume. So that's what it looks like. It really does. And it continually is running it. It did the same thing here. Look, just to speak to what we're talking about, the same thing that happened here. Whoops, I went over too far. This played itself out right here as well. We had a similar event happen. We were having a divergence in price volume compared to the breakdown volume. And we ended up having a breakout candle right at the end of it. Because the price was consolidating or going down after the breakout, but we were losing volume. That's a divergence from price action to price volume, and that will lead to a breakout in time. If it continues, and this could be the first set now. Well, I mean, this formation is measured out. I spliced the downtrending resistance with the horizontal support to get that at the 673. And then it also matched up in this area at 65 cents. That's why we're trying to show that it can actually move up there as well. But right now you can see we're trying to have a reversal here. We're trying to do the reversal. And in the short time frames, yes, it looks like it's dying out. But if you take it into the higher time frames, we're trying to confirm a breakout on the 2-hour time frame. And all we need to do is hold the 721 level, basically, in this 2-hour candle, which only has 5 minutes left. So that's why we're hovering around this level. This is what you want to do in the 2-hour. We held the 200-day support when we came down. That signaled that the short-term trend reversal wasn't happening. We were able to hold the breakout, created a double bottom on the 673 from the swing low a little earlier in the pattern. Now, if we break up, the best case scenario here would we finish off this short-term inverted head and shoulders, bounce out, and then have the consolidation like that, equating to some kind of inverted right arm here. This would be the best case scenario for what we're looking at. That is what we're looking for. That's why yesterday I said we're looking for what you can say is a God candle to break us out of the bull flag and have a nice consolidation back to 731 and do something like that. It would be absolutely fantastic. So that's what I'm looking for, best case scenario. Worst case scenario to break out of this bull flag, we come down to 65 cents, which is seeming more and more unlikely now that we're trying to reverse. But you would come down to 65, still fill it out to 673, and still have the same breakout to $1.15.5. We've said if we break out from here, it's going to be slightly higher to about $1.17. So 143 people watching. Thank you so much. 114 likes. Thank you for hitting that like button. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps push my content, helps more people come into the community. If you appreciate what I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as it will greatly, greatly, greatly help push my content. Any questions? If you're interested, I'll be live again tonight at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was just a preemptive live so that I could explain the formation on XRP. Christopher Jason McDonald, welcome. Yeah, Jasper, it should break true, but we're still paying attention to every scenario, because that's what I like to do. I like to make sure we have every possibility covered so that once it makes a move, it can't catch us off guard. If that makes sense to everybody. So we're waiting. We got 2.5 minutes on this candle. We got 2.5 minutes on this candle. And this is what I'm hardcore waiting for, is this candle. On crypto, I use Uphold. I like Uphold and FEMX. BitGet and Mexi I trust, but they don't allow new users in the USA anymore. But if you're asking me for exchanges, I like Uphold or FEMX. I hold most of my stuff in Uphold, just because they never betrayed us. They created their own wallets for users and yada, yada, yada. So just for me, I like to be loyal to the ones who are loyal to us, let's just say. Somewhat, Sam, it does in the DXY. It looks like it could bring us up to about 102.60 area, roughly. That's what it looks like to me, anyhow. So, and if you're interested in FEMX, I'll share it, because when it went out on Uphold, FEMX stayed up during the time of uncertainty. Like when we had that major pump, FEMX went up. So, and if you sign up right now, you get 100 XP as part of their airdrop. So, and if you trade contracts, you get 2,550 XPT rewards. That's something they're doing right now. They're giving away XPT. It's part of an airdrop, and you can convert that into USD if you don't want to keep it. But you might as well take advantage of their on-off ramp. You don't have to use a VPN. I'm not affiliated with this company or any company. I don't do paid sponsorships or promotions or advertising or any of that nonsense. I just give you the way I trade and take advantage of things I'm taking advantage of. I'm taking advantage of this airdrop right now with XPT. It's free money. I'll trade it into my favorite crypto after by selling it. But you don't need a VPN for the USA. You can buy XRP, buy your ISO and IoT tokens for the most part, and then send it over to Uphold. They have the lower user maker fees, but if you buy with the credit card, debit card, or bank account, you'll have to do a KYC. If you're just using it as an on-off ramp like I am, so that I have another exchange to be used in volatile moments, you can go 50,000 a day from exchange to exchange without having to verify. So just keep that in mind. I'm giving you all the knowledge I have. In 2021, the worst thing was I didn't understand the exchanges as much. Understood the TA, but I couldn't find ways not to get hammered on the buy and sell. Now we have ways. And then you send XRP to Uphold. Oh yeah, I don't use Binance at all. I only use Binance chart on XRP. I have 4 charts for XRP. The Binance, I have the Bitstamp chart, and then I have, what is this? The BitGet Perpetual Futures, BitGet USDT, So I use Binance because it's a long chart. It goes back as far as I need it to. And see, everybody, here's the 30-minute candle, what we were talking about. We couldn't break out until we validate the golden cross if we're going to break out. So I said we got to wait for the retest of around 717 approximately. Might only come down to 718. But this is what we needed. This is what I was trying to kill in this live. This is why I wanted to come live to see. This is the break, make it or break moment. If you appreciate my work, you can always join Tom's Army. You can send a YouTube super chat, or you can simply hit that subscribe button. Share this to friends and family. Make sure you hit the like button. And David, yeah, the sentiment with Uphold. Yep, they're looking for staking on Uphold. They're also trying to get more banking partners in the USA so we can have the Uphold card again, so we can withdraw it right from our ATM like we used to. But yeah, the Uphold CEO has spoke very highly of XRP, about further institutional adoption. They've created a wallet that I am part of now that I can use. It's in the beta, but if you're part of the program, you sign up and eventually you get to be part of it. And it allows you to actually, personalize it a little bit more. So it's my thing. You stick to an exchange that believed in you. So here's this, what I call these. As long as we don't get a surge of volume that becomes greater than, let's say, 4.09, or we don't really want it greater than 1.4 as well. We want very low volume in this candlestick for this little liquidity. What we want to do is see a quick overrun, maybe even down to this range, and then a quick pull back up on the next 30-minute candle. We would like to see anywhere from 750 to 1.5 million in volume on this. I know it sounds like a lot at 1.5, but it's still only 1/3 the volume we had in here. Actually, about 1.35 we want. It's 1/3 the volume on this candle, and it would still not overseed this push up here, and it would be a nice quick liquidity grab. And it happens oftentimes, and this is what we talked about in the beginning of the live. And now it's been 31 minutes, so now we're coming into this moment of opportunity. So I like to talk to everybody, and I like to try to educate as we're doing this. I am shocked how many people watch. It's been a tremendous thing, and as you can see, we'll see what happens here, because you've had again, everybody, what do we talk about? If you want the patterns to stay bullish, see how this price is going down? That's a price break. That's a breakdown right now. What's not happening, though? You've also had an exact breakdown of volume. That's another divergence in volume. That's going to be a bullish divergence here again if it plays out like this. You can't just have a huge rise up here. And in perspective, look at this. This is a teaching moment that most charge for. I do all this for free. I don't hide behind a paywall, so you can come here every day and you can learn. So up 3.62%. We also had an accompanied volume of 4.095. Now we've had a correction, so now people are saying, well, we went up 3.6%, but XRP is a pile of shit. It already went down 1.8%. It's been a 50% correction. It has. But the volume has crashed. We've corrected by 50%, and the volume's crashed by 90%. Well, about 75%. The biggest volume we had was on a push up. But now it's a consolidator. It came back down. So again, this isn't a smaller version of what we talked about 2 days ago about how we were having a bullish divergence in price volume, or price action compared to volume. It was bullish. This entire consolidation after the push up, the volume was crashing. It was bullish. It was pushing in a bullish direction. And then we had a divergence and it broke out bullishly. Now we're doing it again. We had a golden cross here. This is literally repeating itself. If we don't get a surge in volume and a breakdown here, this is a big shakeout again for today. And a smaller level, but it's doing the exact same thing. Price or volume predicts price. We're not going to have a further correction if there's no volume. And right now, in the first 5 minutes, we had that big breakdown and we only had 292,000 in volume. That's crazy. We basically had a 50%, well, not even 50%, from this swing high right here at 725 down to 719. Even from here, we had 1.4 million in volume to try to push up. Only 297,000 pushed us all the way down and then some. This looks like a fake out candle. That doesn't mean it will play out that way. Now, let's say this volume comes in and all of a sudden we see it sitting at 1.7 million and the price is down here at 708 or 712, and we're up to 1.6 million, and there's 10 minutes to go, then we know, oh shit. Okay, maybe there is some sell pressure here. But right now, there's nothing. Look how dead that volume is. This looks like it wants to try. It could come down here to the 200 in the smaller time frames, but there's not a lot of volume here. You're looking for volume to activate the move. There's no volume here there really isn't. Mike, you're new to my channel. What hardware wallet do you? I don't use the hardware wallets that everybody talks of. I really don't. I don't use the ledgers or anything like that. I'm old fashioned. If I'm on Uphold and I'm using the wallet and I need an exchange, if the exchange goes down, they can say whatever they want. The wallets are, I mean, they're not ineffective, but there's been a lot more hacking through the wallets or the hardware wallets, or you have to have 72,000 different keys. You may have your key, but the creator of that hardware also has that key. So if I can't trust the exchange I use, and that's why I only use the ones that are Web3 enabled and the ones that are in cahoots with the tax law, and you get a 1099, which FEMAX and Uphold, both of them do. You've got to find something you trust. I don't trust anybody in the crypto space. So I see every single influencer is trying to sell me a hard wallet. Or every single person on YouTube is trying to tell me to go buy the ledger. Or to go buy this and that. There's a reason why. I wouldn't trust them with anything. So you just got to use what you trust. So I'm not one to give advice on that part. Exactly, Spaceman 2.0. You go with the discernment of what you know and what you trust. Absolutely, you couldn't have said it any better. He said, Spaceman said, that's my point about cold wallet and exchanges. Go with exchanges you trust. Discernment is key. Absolutely. And that's why I keep talking about FEMAX and Uphold, because FEMAX is there for what you can't use with Uphold. Uphold has very high user fees when you buy in. So yeah, some of the stuff like Algo and Casper and HBAR we're buying there. But a lot of stuff that I could send over to Uphold, I bought on other exchanges, especially XRP. And then I sent it over to Uphold. I didn't buy a single XRP on Uphold this time around. Bought it on BitGot, and then I bought the rest on FEMAX after BitGot started to not allow new users. BitGot is still awesome for international users or people who are already part of the USA. But for new users, it does us no good as a community to promote them until they allow new users. Once they do, I'll be actively promoting them in MEXC again. But I want exchanges that people can actually use on the fly, not ones that are going to run scared. FEMAX had good lawyers. Uphold had good lawyers, never turned their back. So you have to show faith in the ones who stuck around with us. Yeah, sure, when Johnny comes lately and all the exchanges come back, and then they screw you over again, well, you already had evidence of how they turned your back on you. Stick with the ones who didn't turn their back on you. It's that simple. It's just like if you trust a bank. You go to a bank that charges you a bunch of fees, they don't look at, I don't trust banks to begin with. I say become your own central bank, and you take profits and start buying precious metals, and that's what I have done since 2019. And now I'm essentially my own central bank. I have real money. I have crypto as well, that's real money, but I have a store of value, which is my precious metals. And then with crypto, this is speculatory, but I know the ISO 20022 framework better than anybody. I know the Internet of Things frameworks better than anybody. I know the token list better than anybody. So that's why I'm so transparent. XRP, XLM, XDC, we have 12,222 tokens as a community. If you've been following me, VeChain and Zill, 22,222. DGB, 62,222. HBAR, 10,057. Casper so far, 2,500. We're buying on FOMO Fridays, $50 a week. So I'll see you tomorrow. Algo, we have 1,330 something. We're buying it on Winners Wednesday. See you next Wednesday. $75 a week. So we're building a big portfolio, but it was only possible because we sold out in 2021, kept our profits, invested in precious metals from 2021, and now we're able to do what we're doing. We're able to put this plan in. But like I said, it was a trial by jury. Oh, here we go. Let's see if we start pushing down here. Remember what we talked about? The shakeout? We're going to see now if we get any accompanying candle. We got 542,000 in volume right now in 11 minutes. That would put it on par with about somewhere around 1.4 million or somewhere around 1.4 million. So this is the volume we talked. This is exactly what we talked about. Now we need to see if this holds or if we get a big dump down. This is why I wanted to be on it this time. This is the most important candle of the day right now. This is the most important candle of the day. Don't make any mistake about it. Remember, if it does break down, we would be looking at first level would be the 708 to hold. And the reason for that is it's where we had the bullish cross in the 1 hourly. And we keep confirming this right now. We're trying to confirm this as we continue to push up. You did it here, reverse. But you see how there's no volume in this 1 hour breakdown? Look at these. You have no volume right now in this first 12 minutes. I mean, it's some volume, but it's not 5.4 million. Even on the breakdown, you had 2.7, 1.9, 632,000 right now. So we're watching this actively. The 2 hour, we've been holding this perfectly. Now we're just trying to continue to move up slowly. The 30 minute, though, is exactly where it's at right now. Remember, we just completed a golden cross in the 30. And the weekly, we have our first golden cross since November of 2020. Wait a minute, is that right? I got so many numbers running through my head. Let's just make sure here. It's very easy. I circled it for everybody. Yeah, November 2020 was the last golden cross we had before now on XRP. As you can see, we completed it here. It's the 20 cross and the 200. That signifies a pattern reversal, and that's in the weekly. So now what you want to see is after the dump down, we're starting to see it in the shorter time frames. This would be the signal we're looking for, but we have to continue the follow through here in the 30 minute, as now we've re-upped with the weekly golden cross, and now we've had our first 30 minute golden cross, and we're trying to hold it. Since confirming the weekly golden cross, we haven't been able to confirm the 30 minute and then push out farther. What was that? Oh yeah, if you want to look at this, guys, in 30 minutes, I had to push this back to 242 because I did this live. I'm not doing a live, but this is the breaking news. Ripple expands into South Korea to test CBDC as world currency on XRP ledger confirmed. So make sure you watch that. Go onto my page. Make sure you hit the, make sure you're watching that. Make sure you're watching that. Scotty, hello, Tom. I have been watching your TikToks for a long time. You explain a lot. Thank you. No problem, Scotty. I actually remember your name from TikTok comments, to be honest with you. And I'm not as active on TikTok in the comments because there's a lot more people that, TikTok's another world. But it definitely helped me expand my content. I have, believe it or not, I have 17,000. I just went over 17,200 followers on TikTok and 17,200 subscribers on YouTube. I did that in TikTok in 30% of the time, though. So, actively watching this, everybody. I'm not a big fan of putting in long positions after the move's already been made. I can't speak to if it's a good idea for you to put in a long position. All I can tell you is my personal position. We bought in late 2022, early 2023, and my average is 346. 12,222 tokens. I have a slew of other things. XRP, XLM, XDC are always the same. You always have the same amount of tokens, in my opinion. They're the 3 X's. And then like XRP ran while XLM was running, now XDC is running. And then we have our H bar, 10,057 tokens, because we think that's going to be part of this whole thing. IOTA is very hard to get, but that's on our agenda. Algo is 96% down right now from the 2021 high in November at $2.58. So we're starting to buy it now. We've had 2 weekly installments so far of $75. We have to get 10,000 tokens, so it's going to take a while. We're doing Caspers on Friday for FOMO Fridays. If you're interested, we're at 2,500 tokens, building to 10,000. So we've also got our DGB packed. I'll buy more if it goes below 0061, but I have 62,222. We've got our Zilla around 1314, 22,222 tokens. We've got our VChain around this exact same area at 14, 22,222 tokens. So we're slaying right now. We've got our commodities, our precious metals, and now we're looking, actively paying attention and not having to worry about the ebb and flow, the flow each and every day, but being consciously aware of what could transpire. Right now, we see a little bit of a pickup in volume. We're up to 960,000 through the first 17 minutes. Nothing unexpected. We talked about roughly we'd be looking for a 1.5 million approximately in this candle. Well, I do videos every day. I do videos every day. I've been doing it since March of 2021. I've never missed a single day, to put it in perspective. And I do about 6 updates a day, no joke, plus a live. And today there will be 2 lives because this isn't even the real live. The real live's at 7:07 p.m. Yeah, I never miss a day. And this is my current situation. Fucked up my hands and my arm and my fingers in a biking accident. But you guys would never know it because I'm still here just as always. This happened on July 4th. So yes, I'm here every single day regardless. We do videos every day. Yes, Catnip, exactly. Does alien thingy have anything to do with the upcoming CBDC financial shift? Heard that people said they try to distract us from real thing. I don't know. Yeah, but the reason that they're disclosing stuff is there's something that you need to look into, Project Bluebeam, and that'll explain it all, but I can't say much. I don't want to get banned. But this is all something that's planned. It's kind of like holograms in the sky is what they're going to try to do, we'll be honest. So, moving on. Hey, Law Docs, thanks for subbing. I really appreciate you. Wayne, how come it's taking you so long to find me? I get shadow banned. It takes a lot longer for the truth to come out. It takes a lot longer for you to find the truth. There's too many fudsters on YouTube. But I just do what I do. Jared, realistically, not all the clickbait. What do you think is a modest price point for XRP by January 1? We're early still. We're early. XRP, we won't get our real run until 2025 into 2028. So, modestly, it depends how we attack this bull flag. This is everything for 2023. If we break out of this and make that run to $1.15 and hold $1.13, that changes our perception of the end of 2023. Because $1.13 to me, it needs to be held to change the short-term bearish momentum and come out of the bear market. Like, this is just a bear market rally right now. Prototypical. You need to get over and hold $1.13 to change that. Sorry, Julie, this is just a preemptive live. Tonight's the real live, but we have price value. He stuck me out of his room, so I did this. I set him up with this stuff. Even changed the pee-pee. Mama.
How did that go?
Kind of hurt, but it was. He came out here and it was like hanging, so I had no choice.
Myself.
So.
Michaela's upset.
But he got mad at me and he shut me out. To put it in perspective. Spaceman, you did video. Yep. Give credit to. Oh, let me see this. Give credit to Serge Manis releasing this info in the 90s, I believe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They definitely offed him. I know exactly what you're talking about. He's the one who influenced me when I was in high school. 98 to 2002 is my most influential years when it came to the truth. And I got silenced and I learned the truth the very hard way, even in high school. So, we're still looking, guys. We're trying to kill this 10 minutes. Wow, there's 167 people in here, 150 likes. Thank you so much, everybody. I mean, I don't even know what to say. More clarity will come once last lingering issues with SEC or settle. XRP is not a security. Exactly, Law Docs. And honestly, even if like, Gary Gensler here, we got to kill 7 minutes. I'll show you guys what is going to be released soon on my channel. But since we're in the live, look what Gary Gensler said. He's dodging. Gary Gensler is dodging. He had an interview. And he dodged the XRP questions. Whoops. We do have this though we could talk about. Gary Gensler, U.S. Congressman Stephen Lynch, approves of Gary Gensler's approach to regulating the crypto industry, but that's just some slew. I don't even care about him. But Gary Gensler on XRP appeal. Law, Gensler should be in jail. So here's so Gary Gensler is taking the easy way out here. He wouldn't talk about, and I'll play his interview for everybody as we're waiting for this candle to end in the next 10 minutes. So here's what Gary Gensler said, and I'll release this on my page. It's actually set to be released at like 4:22 p.m. I'm trying to spread it out so everybody can get the information. But interview, U.S. SEC's Gary Gensler plays safe on XRP ruling appeal. Marvin, what's going on, my friend? Welcome in. Gary Gensler dodged the question on XRP ruling, saying the SEC. So you're getting a sneak peek here because this will be released on my channel in 2 hours. It's just pending because I had to separate it so that it wouldn't get caught up. Ruling against summary judgment. Crypto News chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Gary Gensler, on Thursday dodged the questions around the agency's next step in response to Judge Annalisa Torres' summary judgment in favor of Ripple and the XRP vs. SEC lawsuit. He was asked if the SEC would go ahead and appeal the ruling during an interview to Bloomberg TV. Gensler had recently expressed disappointment over the XRP ruling, while the U.S. SEC had officially mentioned in the Terraform Labs lawsuit that it intends to seek further review of the Ripple lawsuit judgment. I won't read through this part of it because I'll just tell you. On July 13th, Judge Annalisa Torres ruled retail investors and programmable sales were not investment contracts and or securities, but institutional investors did deem an investment contract and or programmable sales. So now Gary Gensler mum on XRP ruling, and what appears to be a strategic silence maintained by Gensler, he had literally dodged the question, saying the U.S. SEC is yet to take a decision on the ruling against the summary judgment. However, he maintained that the crypto market continues to violate the securities laws despite the XRP ruling. And then I'm just going to play this. If you want to read through the rest of this, I did it on my, I released it. It's just a 3-minute video if you want to read this without any of the rest.
A different topic, which has gotten a lot of attention lately, crypto. Specifically, a ruling that was made in the Ripple case that XRP is only a security when sold to institutional investors, not so with retail investors. I know you've previously said you were disappointed by that ruling. The SEC has also said that it intends to seek further review. So does that mean you are going to appeal it? Can you elaborate on your thoughts around that ruling?
Kaylee, great question, but the commission...
By the way, everybody, if you watched Jerome Powell's press conference last night, they literally get their talking points from the same person. Listen to Gary Gensler as he can't even get words out because he don't know what to say.
I'm one of 5 commissioners. Mm-hmm. The commission has not acted on that, and if the staff makes a recommendation, we'll have a discussion of it, and we'll take it up then, but I don't really have anything more for you for that.
In the meantime, as we wait for this, what does it mean for your efforts around crypto, for your efforts to try to protect the consumer in these areas? Does it complicate it?
Look, this field of crypto investing, a lot of investors should be aware it's not only a highly speculative asset class.
You don't even know what to say.
It's also one that they currently should not assume that they're getting the protections of the securities laws, even though the securities laws apply to many of those tokens without prejudging any one. But you as investors are not getting the full, fair, and truthful disclosure. And the platforms, the intermediaries are doing things.
Fortunately, Ned, he is reading a script, Sam. He is. It's a joke. Gary Gensler, Mike, indeed. Ned, we only have to listen for 30 more seconds. I just like everybody to hear what these douchebags are saying.
That we would never in a day allow or think the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ would do. The platforms often are
What do you mean? He's acting like the stock market won't do it. He's trying to regulate crypto so that it's a self-reliant, easily manipulated market, just like stock market. That's what the biggest problem for Gary Gensler and the SEC is. They can't regulate it like they do in the stock market, so it's harder for them to make a dollar on it. They very easily make a bunch of money in the stock or in the crypto. When you hear quantitative easing, they come on, they print a bunch of money, they buy into their favorite cryptos or favorite risk assets and watch it pump, and then they pull the rug on every single retail investor. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. You know, I'd say a little less time speaking of crypto and a little more time with that turtle wax so you can spice up and spruce up that shiny bald head of yours.
And trading against you and have market makers that are on the other side of your trades. And we don't allow that in the rest of our securities markets. And the securities laws are there to protect you. And that's right now, this is a field rife with fraud, rife with hucksters. And there are good faith actors as well, but there are far too many that aren't.
You know, he is such a joke. Bad actors, that's the Securities and Exchange Commission. Oh, and this is the XPT thing we talked about. So they're doing an airdrop right now. So there's a lot of stuff on FEMX. A lot of stuff on FEMX. So I would take advantage of it while you can. At least trust somebody who stayed behind XRP, just like Uphold. Trying to show you all the little tricks here to where we can get more stuff. Now let's see what happened. We came down to 715. Now we're at 227. We're almost through this candle. Chris, possibly. If this breaks out properly, it'd be a fantastic August. We're trying to break out of this bull flag. But if we play it out truthfully, it brings us right to August 1st. So you ask me if there's good news? If this played out true, and let's just say we bounce around and it does play in here, the breakout point's expected August 1st, ironically. So yeah, there could be a lot of good news. It could happen sooner if this golden cross is the start. If this is the start here with this golden cross to try to validate what's happening in the weekly, you need short time frames to start to imitate the longer time frames once we have our consolidation. And now we are. We already had our bullish or our golden cross first time since November of 2020 right here. And now when we bring it into the 30-minute, we're finally in the short time frame after a long consolidation, big breakdown of over 30%. We finally had a golden cross here in the 30. That's why I said this volume right now in the breakdown, if it's less than the volume before it at 1.4 million, that's why I said it should get up to about 1.5. But if it doesn't supersede this push-up volume on that candle before, this is very bullish. We look like we did our job here on this candle in the 30-minute, no joke. We needed a liquidity drop, but now we're going to see. We're going to try to pull up and hold over the 717, right around this. Well, we're actually right in the spot right now. We're over the 200. Yeah, we're in a spot right now where it's not going to move down is the point. We're in the, as long as we... As long as we hold this golden cross, this would be the first time that that weekly golden cross might be starting to play out here. We've had a huge consolidation of over 30%. We're trying to get through this candle. We got 1 minute left. Everything looks good to me right now. We're at 1.344 million. I don't think we're going to supersede this candle. We could still get over 700,000 though. We have to pay attention. But the volume has died down here in the last several minutes. It's still at 1.344. It looks like we're going to have a great 1.347. Looks like we're going to have a good hold candle here, ladies and gentlemen. It really does. Wow, 157 people still in here. 163 likes. Thank you so much. That is incredibly awesome. Incredibly awesome. If you're new, make sure to hit that like button. I come on like 6 times a day. I do a live every single day. It's supposed to be at 7:07 p.m., but I decided to come on earlier. We're going to come back on again at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But these were the most critical candles of the week for XRP. So I wanted to come on in this volatile moment. How do you find this play time? What do you mean, Paul? Sean Crothers, welcome in. My main man from Maine. Welcome in. So now,
I'm back.
hi Mimi. I'll be out there in just a sec. So we broke down like this. Now we're going to be looking for the squeeze candle. We're going to try to squeeze here. This is a big important spot right now. We're going to try the squeeze candle. Remember, boom. Then we don't go all the way down and we start squeezing up until we try to pull out. So these are important candles here. Very, 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 very. I said the last one was the most important, which it was, but now it's actually the most important candle. This is either going to tell us if we can hold or if we break right on through. That last candle was a nice hold candle because the volume kept decreasing. Ever so slightly, but it decreased. In the 3 minute, we're continuing to try to, it looks like a small bear flag, though that could bring us down. See that 708? Very well could happen. We're going to see, though, the smaller time frames aren't going to dictate this one. It's going to be right now here in the 30, but we're in a very volatile moment here. We're trying to see, as we can see back here, same thing happened, spike of volume. Now, you could, as some people have said in the chat, double top here. But I mean, really, you've already doubled. This would be more like a triple top. 1, 2, 3. It looks like we're trying to have a consolidation here to try to verify this breakout on the golden cross. That's what we're trying to do. If it breaks down the short time frame, that move's going to be invalidated. So to invalidate that move, typically, this isn't always, you would do something like this, and then on this rebound attempt, you would just shoot down. So pay attention to that. Been missing lives at work, and it's early hours in the morning. Good to be here. Hey, welcome in. This isn't even the real live. I'll still be live at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This, I just came on to watch this little cycle. But we're about to end this here, everybody. It does look bullish for the next candle. It's just we have to see if we can maintain this and then start squeezing back up. Right now, it's a bullish hold. That's what we wanted. Less volume on that sell-off candle there. Didn't even hit the candle before when we tried to have a pre-run up. But if it starts breaking down, this could signify something more. So remember that. That's why it's important. It could be setting up for a better candle to come, but it could also be setting up for the breakdown. That's why it's the most important cycle right now of the day. And right now, what we know is hurting us is the U.S. dollar is at 101.72. And it continues, in my opinion, it looks like it wants to run up to 102.60. So if that happens, that can more than CNN, right, Christian? We actually, guys and gals, thank you very much. We just hit a new record. 170 people is the most I've ever had in a live. We were tied at 167. I like odd numbers, so 707 just seems better. Anybody can start at 7, but only a real G will start at 707. No, I just like to put it on at random times. So we're looking at a clear bull flag here. Paul Griffin, welcome. You can't see me, right? So right now we're looking for the opposite right now. But if we get rejected here, it'd be nice. But this doesn't look like it's ready to reject, but it could. It is definitely Dr. Pat Wright. It's going to be a crazy next few months. I'm glad you're here to experience it with me, real talk. Total crypto market cap, which can keep us in line, down to 1.14 trillion. Unfortunately, like we talked about earlier, we're going to need to validate 1.139 if we're going to hold. But it's a bad, this puts in for bad moments for risk assets when the U.S. dollar rises. It's not that anything's becoming cheaper. It's just that our dollar value is becoming less. So when we put all this together, Bitcoin is running through that moment as well. Bitcoin is at 29,155, falling through right now the 29,192, but it's not quite through yet. The pattern formation is actually a little bit lower. It's right on it. That's the formation where we're at. We always have to measure it to where it's at. But right now, that's lined up with the inverted head and shoulders, if that's what it wants to do, and take the route up on the broadening wedge for Bitcoin. But if it follows through, we already have it measured out. This is no surprise here. If it follows through, it'll be 25,194. So we just have to pay attention. Infamous, happy Thursday to you as well, my friend. But everybody, we're coming to an end here. I just wanted to go through this volatile move here. And the 4 hourly, we're squeezing now. And the 1 hourly, we're pushing through a little bit. So we're going to want these just to be squeeze candles here. We still want to maintain our support on the 20-day here. In the 30-minute, we're pulling down. Remember, if we break down any farther, the 60 or the 708 is going to be our big support on the 200. But this is what we were talking about. If it squeezes us through, it could come right down through. So we have to see. This is very volatile. What's going on with XRP? We don't know. We're having a squeeze right now with far less volume. It's breaking down with far less volume. So we're going to see if this is a shakeout before another move up, or if this is going to continue moving us down. We have a support at 708. And then underneath that, it gets dicey. If you break 708, it gets interesting. So, or 707. The volume that's coming in is not great. This is not a great volume. It's very low. So I'd be looking at a fake out at some point here. We're fine though, ladies and gentlemen. We have this consolidation that can happen, like I've been saying. If we don't break out here, my anticipated breakout is still over here at 673. So that means we would fill this out and try to use this horizontal support properly. So that's what I'm looking at, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hit that subscribe button, send a YouTube super chat, or subscribe to the channel, or join Tom's Army. This will be your last chance. Tonight, I'll be back at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be covering this even further. There's 167 people in here. I hope to see all of you back. We'll have more evidence of what's going on. Make sure in 7 minutes you watch the release on my channel that's about to come out. If you want to get more information about... I have a lot of stuff coming out. If you want to hear the breaking news about how Ripple expands into South Korea to test CBDC as world currency on XRP Ledger, that's releasing in 6 minutes. So I'll share this in chat because I really want everybody to watch this. You can get a head start here on the content as well. I think it's in your best interest to watch that. So even with the volatility on the chart, there's some breaking developments that's happening in South Korea. Ripple will be testing CBDCs on the XRP ledger. There was a partnership formed in South Korea. It's happening now. So I'm releasing it. It's actually, ironically, this will push us right to that premiere. So I'll share that in the chat before I leave, just in case you want to see it. That video, or the information you've seen about SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, I'm going to release that at 4:22 p.m. if you're interested. But I really would like you to watch the breaking news with Ripple. Outside of the price action, give yourself some good vibes. Understand what's transforming with Ripple as far as with the CBDC developments, because this is something that'll make you even happier to be an XRP holder. And that's actually premiering in 4 minutes. So make sure you pay attention to that. Here's the link to that. It's my next content to come out. I already pre-recorded it. It was going to come out before, but with this news, with this spike of volume, we had a 1,600% spike in volume on XRP in the 30-minute. Now we've had an exact breakdown almost with very little volume in return. So we'll see if that has anything to do with it. If you want to join FEMX for XRP or your favorite crypto, or join in the airdrop for the XPT airdrop, there's another link for FEMX right there as well. No VPN in the USA, buy XRP. You don't even need to use a KYC unless you're using a bank account or credit card to buy off of their exchange. Then you want to actually show them who you are, so no one's stealing your money. But you can on and off load to other exchanges, 50,000 a day. So that's all the information I got. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope to see you at 7:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And please watch the content to come about the breaking news with XRP expanding into South Korea to test pilot the CBDCs on the XRP ledger. That is not a joke and has been confirmed. You'll see it in 3 minutes on